The first time I've run into Jim Carrey. Hey, tell me, is it true you're wandering the streets? You need a date to the party? What's up?
No, I'm doing just fine. I just, there's no meaning to any of this. So I wanted to find the most meaningless thing that I could come.
Well, what is the meaning of this? Like, what is the point of red carpets? Does anybody watch them? Like, I don't even get the point. And I think Jim Carrey realized this. I think he probably seen some shit and was like, nope, I'm done with all of this.
And join, and here I am. You gotta admit, it's completely meaningless.
Well, they say they're celebrating icons inside.
Celebrating
Do you believe in
icons. Boy, that is just the absolute lowest aiming, possibility that we could come up with. It's like icons.
Yeah. How are they icons? Who's propping them up? Who's putting them there?
What do you believe in icons? I don't believe in personalities. I don't believe that you exist, but there is a wonderful fragrance in the air. Yeah, no, I don't believe in icons. I don't believe in personalities. I believe that peace lies beyond personality, beyond invention and disguise, beyond the red S that you wear on your chest that makes bullets bounce off. I believe that it's deeper than that. I believe we're a field of energy dancing for itself. And I don't care.
But Jim, you got really dressed up for the occasion. You look good.
No, I didn't.
Was that an
get dressed
accident?
up. I didn't get dressed up.
Who did?
There is no me.
There's no you.
No.
We're not here. This is a dream.
There's just things happening. And there are clusters of tetrahedrons moving around together.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's happening in our world right now? Because there is a lot of news that actually is relevant that's not that
Here's the
uplifting.
thing. It's
She's
not
so
our world.
lost.
None
That's
of
the
this is
key.
real?
Nope.
So you're just passing
We don't
through.
matter. We don't matter.
Oh, wow.
There's the good news.
Okay.
Well, he was right. Yeah, fuck Hollywood. Oh boy, Stephen Baldwin.
Said it before, so I'll say it again. It is all of them. All of them. But for greater clarity, it is only their sin. It's just their sin. And sinners are so popular, aren't they?
They are. that they are.
Said it.
That's fucking insane, dude. CDC whistleblower. We buried the data on autism links to vaccines.
Roll back in the time machine to August of 2014. That is when Bill Thompson made the admission that the CDC had lied and hid the fact that the MMR vaccine was associated with autism.
I think this was done on purpose, I'm just going to say, because for years when I was a kid leading up to 2014, I guess, there were just autism documentaries after autism documentaries about savant syndrome, about all kinds of stuff, about these like genius kids that are, they have telepathic abilities and paranormal abilities. Of course, they were going to try and cause more people to have autism, and they tried to put like a positive stigma on it.
Talking with Thompson as it unfolded felt like a spy movie. It led me to secretly record phone conversations with Dr. William Thompson, which I did in the state of Oregon because it's illegal to secretly record phone conversations in the state of California. Dr. Thompson freely admitted that he had covered it up, and his associates at the CDC had also covered it up.
Thimerosal causes autism-like features, and that's the way I would say it. I'm completely ashamed of what I did. The higher-ups wanted to do certain things, and I went along with it. Colleen is a center director, Frank is the director of immunization safety, and Marceline the branch chief. They're still all much more senior than me.
Dr. Julie Gerberding was head of the CDC at the time. Coincidentally, she went on to a lucrative career at Merck, the manufacturer of the MMR vaccine.
I'm like, oh my God, I cannot believe we did what we did. But we did.
I can believe it. People are fucking evil. They do all of the evil things that you can think of. Breaking from James O'Keefe. FBI official admits Kash Patel will not arrest any Minnesota daycare criminals. How about that? Called it.
He's like a diva. Is that true?
110% he's a diva.
Are you serious?
110%. He's lazy.
1,000,000%.
He's not good at his job.
I've said that if arrests do not happen, if people are not held to account, then we'll have no choice but to investigate the investigators themselves.
Yep, and you know exactly that's going to be what's going to happen.
I'm a security specialist at the FBI, so I do background checks, investigations, that type of stuff. I've been working there for 5 years now.
On hidden camera, this FBI security specialist tells us the quiet part out loud.
So you don't think there's going to be any like major arrests, like with Kash Patel or the FBI?
No. Also, I don't think anybody would ever go to prison.
Now, thanks to the brave work of citizen journalists like
they might get arrested, they might get pulled into court, but nothing's going to happen.
Nick Shirley, Americans were able to see what actually happens in Minnesota outside these daycare centers.
Do you think they're going to arrest?
Nothing's going to happen. By the way, this is not just for the Somali daycare thing. This goes for everything that they're looking at. They're not arresting anybody except for just like random fucks online and people in the streets that are crashing out against ICE. That is the only people they're arresting right now.
Like, that are dealing with the daycare stuff?
I think by the time that case is done, even being like looked at and ready to go to court, Trump won't even be in office anymore. Like, they would most likely be thrown out very quickly. Fraud cases like that, like money stuff, years, literal years of time. They're gonna try and pin it on somebody.
I think you're a badass.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Years. We're fucked.
James O'Keefe here reporting from Los Angeles, downtown in front of City Hall. They're having all the protests against ICE. They're yelling quite loud. How are you? What's that? I am telling the truth. Yeah. She's yelling at us. She's saying that we're telling lies. And over the last few months, I've said that if arrests do not happen, if people are not held to account, then we'll have no choice but to investigate the investigators themselves, investigate the prosecutors themselves at every level. We understand that incentives govern human behavior more than virtue does, and people are demanding that people be held accountable. People are reminding you that we're a nation of laws. But that only works if the people in government, if the people in power do the right thing. So now the question is, what will it take?
They have incentives to not do the right thing.
To get accountability and arrests. And we believe that what it will take is oversight, watching the watchmen, or in Latin, custodiae ipsos custodes, who guards the guardsmen. Where is the Department of Justice? Where is the federal government? And why aren't they doing their jobs? What is actually going on in the nation's capital?
They're pretending to do stuff to get paid. I don't know.
We decided to take a look. Now, there's what they say on the record, and there's what they say when no one is looking. Our investigation led us to an FBI security specialist who, on hidden camera, this FBI security specialist tells us the quiet part out loud. And as I do this report,
he's probably going to get fired.
Protesters are filtering into Los Angeles, one of them yelling at me to stop lying. I question any of them to actually tell me what I am lying about. We literally see their lips moving in our undercover reports.
I am a security specialist at the FBI. I've been working there for 5 years now. I was under Biden first.
Now, when you watch this man is either a Biden holdover speaking out of turn, or he is telling the truth, describing a system that walks out investigations for years past the point where the president is in power. What this official inside the FBI says is very troubling and potentially revealing about how the Department of Justice actually operates. People are more honest when they don't know they're being recorded. And that's not all. This same FBI official we caught on tape admits that even under Kash Patel, there will be no arrests of people in the deep state in the near future. Not exactly surprising considering the lack of action we've seen so far.
Do you think, like, your job, like the FBI, do you think they're going to arrest people, like, that are dealing with the daycare stuff?
The thing with those cases is that I think by the time that case is done, even being like looked at and ready to go to court, Trump won't even be in office anymore.
Really?
Fraud cases like that, like money stuff, years, literal years of time.
You don't think the FBI would arrest them, even though Trump would be like when he's arrested?
I don't think so, because over and over and over again, it's been shown it doesn't work. It's not working.
I don't think they actually do anything except talk.
Also, I don't think anybody would ever go to prison. Like, they would most likely be thrown out very quickly.
Now, thanks to the brave work of citizen journalists like Nick Shirley, Americans were able to see what actually happens in Minnesota outside these daycare centers. Now, according to this FBI official, he's saying that accountability and justice is not coming. Why? He says the FBI and the Department of Justice walk these investigations out. They actually might take years, literal years, like 5 years. And by that time,
it's not going to take 5 years. It's too big. Maybe 5 years just for Minneapolis.
The executive branch of government.
It's just, they're incompetent. There's no fucking way. No fucking way.
Shifts power, the pendulum swings, and the people are never held to account.
They're going to try and pin it on somebody and make it seem like a crime, like a very serious crime.
Pin it on somebody? Like,
pin it on one of those people who runs those daycares.
Oh.
They need somebody to take the fall.
Oh, okay.
And we're just going to point
Do you
somebody.
know who that would be?
No idea.
But that's what they do, though. They just pick someone and be like, this is our guy, and everyone else would go free?
That sometimes happens, yeah. Charging somebody for anything financial, for one person can take literally years. I've seen it.
Yeah, if it's going to be too expensive and too hard, then they're not going to mess with it.
It can take years because you have to look at all the money, all the accounts, all the transactions, all the payments, everything. You have to look at everything.
Now, according to this FBI official, the plan isn't to dismantle the Minnesota daycare fraud, but to find a fall guy. Let's face it, healthcare is a...
Yeah, we're completely boned. Nobody's ever going to do anything about anything. If they can't even figure that one out, they're never going to figure out the pedophile elites. They're probably just going to start openly worshiping the devil and laughing at us that we can't do anything about it. And they know it. They know that we can't do anything about it. And they're just starting to become out in the open with it. 2 days before Epstein died, $577 million was transferred into a brand new trust. The timing alone should stop you cold.
This is 2 days before the bear died.
2 days before he killed himself, allegedly, committed. You know what he did 2 days before he killed himself? Epstein's estate transferred $577 million into a trust he created 2 days before his death, and it was called the 1953 Trust. Why 1953? That's the year he was born. A little weird. 2 days before, kind of weird. Either you are like fully prepared, or it's a little weird. Remember how earlier we were talking about Bill Barr connection with the dad and all this other kind of little weird, you know, Bill Barr, New York Times called him the ultimate cover-up general. New York Times called him that in 1992 when they were going through a complete different thing. Imagine
That's
Bill
weird.
Barr's being called the cover-up general 33 years ago by New York Times. Damn! That kind of a reputation for this long? Bill Barr's role as Attorney General during is extremely significant. Why? Because some are calling this the ultimate potential intelligence cover-up. His background, past behavior in the context of his death led to many describing Barr as a CIA fixer or the guardian of the deep state.
Yeah. If you look at that...
That seems exactly like what's going on there. And it seems like that kind of shit is still going on.
Hi, Anna. Mr. Epstein would like to see menu from Pizza Place. Could someone send it, please?
What is
There's
happening
no way
here?
this website's still active.
Oh.
Sam Hyde! What the hell? Did he just buy this domain to troll? What the fuck? The fuck Sam Hyde doing? What?
Wait, what did that say? Hold on. Mamma mia, this has gotten too spicy. Contact our head chef, Samola Hyde, for any special orders.
Sam Hyde doing? What? He definitely just bought that domain and changed it. Who emails?
That's
okay, look,
awesome.
I love pizza, but who the fuck is emailing this many times about pizza?
Ghost of Kiev strikes again. This woman was controlling the speaker using mind control.
Record, page 55 from the committee's interview with FBI. Have some administrative
What's
matters
happening?
first. I wanted to introduce into the record, page 55 from the committee's interview with FBI employee Roy Demlow, who...
What the fuck?
First, I wanted to introduce him to the record. Page 55 from the committee's interview with page 55 from the committee's interview which took place on July 17, 2023.
This is giving me chills.
In that, which took place on July 17, 2023. In that, we're to leave this interview and we're to suggest or imply that when you said the laptop was real, that it meant that the FBI had affirmatively determined in October 2020 that the laptop belonged to.
Oh, she caught it. She realized she was doing it. The world will know exactly what these absolute monsters have done. Their legacy will be pure evil.
Clinton Foundation is the biggest organized crime family that I know of. For example, Hillary Clinton took money from the Russians to sell American uranium to Russia. She took money from the Saudi Arabians to sell Syria and Yemen to Saudi Arabia and to justify ISIS and protect ISIS. Hillary Clinton is probably the single most corrupt politician in U.S. history since Lyndon Baines Johnson.
I believe it.
And as Secretary of State, money would come into the Clinton Foundation and U.S. support would go out. And by the way, the reason we have 1,000 military bases is not for military power. They're lily pads for smuggling. That is how CIA smuggles gold, guns, drugs, cash, and small children for the elites in the United States. War is a profit center, not just for oil. War produces body parts. It produces orphans.
Why wouldn't it?
It produces all kinds of human goods that can then be trafficked. And the banks rely on war and drugs for their cash flow, for their liquidity.
Yeah, why wouldn't it be like that? War is evil, so why wouldn't the most evil, vile shit be happening? You think it just stopped after World War II? No. It just was better hidden behind the scenes because technology got better. Kanye West was right all along.
Dumbest question I've ever asked myself. I said, you know, how much does the Earth cost? Think
It's
about
not a bad question.
But
how much is the Earth worth?
And it's saying we can't buy it. We couldn't make enough money to buy the Earth, right? So that means we made money. So if money is the key to all people's happiness and will solve everything and everyone's doing things for money, let's just make more money. But it's not about making more money. It's about keeping poor people poor and rich people rich, keeping people in their place. And right now, we're experiencing the fall of Rome, or the Titanic has now hit a glacier. And there's people who would prefer to go down with the Titanic than to get on a lifeboat because they don't want to get seawater on their dress or on their nice outfit. The people are so programmed and brainwashed into classism and protectionism that it's difficult for people to embrace innovation unless it has a tag on it that's got a name brand connected to it that says, with this innovation, you will be better than the person, you'll be better than your next door neighbor.
How about that? I think Kanye West, or Ye, is the least insane person in Hollywood. And that's saying something, man. Okay, let me pull this on over.
Have met people who claimed to be Satanists, who claimed to be involved with black magic, who claimed that they not only knew a lot about it, but as I said, I've certainly never been involved, and I warn all of you, never. You will not only lose your mind, you lose your soul.
Right, he is completely correct. Don't mess with it, man. It will ruin you.
The first time Isaac really understood what was going on in the industry was when he was confronted by his best friend known as Seth Green. This is where he admitted he was into pedophilia.
The first time it really hit me was at Seth said, we now need to have a talk about chicken. And then he basically admitted that he's a pedophile.
The word chicken has been used as a code word in the WikiLeaks from Hillary Clinton to represent a child. In these WikiLeaks, she had stated, with fingers crossed the old rabbit's foot out the box in the attic, I will be sacrificing a chicken in the backyard to Moloch. If you're wondering who Moloch is, he was a deity that was worshipped thousands of years ago and was believed to still be going on today. In order to praise him, they would say,
Yeah, it's too convenient, too much of a coincidence, too on the nose for it to not be somewhat true. At least.
Oh, I'm not going to talk about Tom Hanks either, who is also a pedophile.
Yeah, we know that.
Folks, is a pedophile. There's this girl, Sarah Ruth Ashcraft, on Twitter, who has been accusing Tom Hanks of raping her when she was 13. Her dad sold her to Tom Hanks. She's been accusing him for months and months and months and months and months. He's never addressed it.
Tom Hanks had posted this
course he
Instagram
didn't.
picture a couple weeks back. It states, historic Route 66 roadkill? I hope not. This was a clear play on words to predict exactly how Isaac was going to be killed. It's no coincidence that he was suicided by jumping off of a bridge, as they say, and landing on a highway and being killed by a car.
The higher you go, the more sick it gets. You heard of the cannibals. Yeah, there is cannibalism. Look into Marina Abramovich. If you're just getting started with this stuff, look into Marina Abramovich.
The person he is referring to is extremely high up in the industry and associated with many famous celebrities. It's clear as day that what she is doing is satanic, but she calls it performance art. She hosts these parties where they do mock human sacrifices.
I've heard all about
With
this.
what's known as spirit cooking. It's an occult
Yep,
ancient
spirit
ritual
cooking.
where she mixes together these ingredients such as sperm and breast milk. After she is done with that, she throws it on what looks like a mock child.
Dude, absolutely insane. That's not even the video that was supposed to be, by the way. That was supposed to be like Michael Jackson. Let me try that again. Let me see if it pulls up another video. That was a crazy one. It pulls up a different one. So what's the point of saving these links? I guess there's not, because it's not going to give me the right ones. Maybe if I do that.
The Epstein Files, and it's called A Revelation of the Method. For decades, we were told the truth was a crazy conspiracy, but now, the system of control has dumped 3.5 million pages of evidence on us, not to set us free, but to show us that they are untouchable. This isn't just politics, but it's a part of their occult ritual. In these files, we see the elites, men like Andrew Mountbatten Windsor and Peter Mandelson, treating human lives as currency, and we see evidence of children trafficked like property to the highest bidder.
They don't need money, they're using people as currency.
It shows children being unalived and even devoured by these sick people's appetites. And why show us this now? Because the system of control believes that if they show us the evil in plain sight and nothing happens, our spirits will break. This is an occult purpose, to gain our implied consent through our silence. By showing us the truth and then denying accountability,
oh yeah, I ain't gonna be silent.
Declaring this the final release while burying 2.5 million more pages, they are trying to normalize the horrific. They use the centralized network of DOJ officials and mainstream media to tell us that driver's license photos of victims being leaked is just a mistake, while they redact the faces of the powerful. They want us to believe that citizens protesting are a national security threat worthy of a subpoena, but millions of pages of elite trafficking don't allow for any prosecutions.
Exactly. Yep.
We are the people, and we provide the physical, decentralized...
Like, I don't give a fuck about ICE. I don't give a fuck about illegal immigrants anymore. Get rid of the pedophile elite. That's what I care about. Like, do fucking something. Didn't do anything with the illegal immigrants. Do something with the pedophile elite. Nothing's gonna happen.
I said, yes, I did. And they didn't ask which God I believed. I didn't tell them that the God I believed in had horns. Basically, Masonry is an antichrist thing. It claims it's not religious, but it is. Almost every single leading occult person of the late 19th and early 20th century was a Freemason. They just go together like, love and marriage. When I was into Satanism, we understood and were taught that Satan draws energy from being worshipped. And when these guys, even if they don't understand it, every time a Mason kneels at the altar and swears an oath, the devil gets energy from that. Again, there was this group in Chicago, and they were entwined with this Memphis Mitzrayim rite, and I interacted with these people, and at a certain point they said, well, if you want to go any further and become a satanic priest, you need to, sell your soul to the devil. And so they took me to this park in Glen Ellen, Illinois, which is like a suburb of Chicago, and they said, don't worry about it, the cops are all devil worshippers. And they brought out this black book, and I swore an oath to Satan, my allegiance to him. So they ask you if you...
So the cops are all devil worshippers. I don't know how true that is, but I believe it. Oh, please be the right clip.
They did the Brighter Days memory erasure treatment to me, so I'm having trouble remembering the details. They're foggy because at the Brighter Days clinic they do the memory erasure, you know?
What?
The memory erasure. They erase my memories. It's a little foggy, but
if you
know what? They did the Brighter Days memory erasure treatment to me, so I'm having trouble remembering the details. They're foggy because at the Brighter Days clinic they do the memory erasure, you know?
What?
Is she just talking shit, being weird, or is that real?
The memory erasure. They erase my memories. It's a little foggy, but
if you
know what?
What the fuck? I'm gonna have to look that up later. You don't think it's all of them? It's all of them.
To my adult years, or leaving home, where I could really try on something different for myself. That was Satanism. It's working out really well. I made a pact. The movie came out so well, and it took me.
The way he was down at the end of that, I think it was a joke, but it was true. And from what I've been hearing recently, you know, it's 1000% true. All these people are fucking Satan worshipers, dude. Outright. And I've been saying it for a long time. I've been hearing it for a long time. Ever since that clown dude started popping up on social media. You know who I'm talking about? The clown dude with the tattoos. Oh, dude, where's that guy? Because, like, he told everybody. He was telling everybody that all these people were at, like, satanic parties drinking blood and eating babies and shit. What is this here?
Sometimes we don't need to know everything, because sometimes it's not going to make a difference, because laws exist in our physical world that protect those people even if the truth does come out. So what's the point? Is it our egos that tell us that we need to...
What do we do then?
Go, gotcha, I know who the bad guys are? Or is it because we actually want to make a difference? Like, what is the deal with the Epstein list and all the people who want it out so bad? Is it because people actually are going to do something about it? Or is it because you just want to know? You just want the tea?
I'll tell you this, because if society becomes unraveled, I say let it burn.
Yeah, I'm there.
If this whole society is built on the backs of abuse,
it is too,
of horrific crimes against.
Letting it burn means what?
It's in the Bible.
Meaning everyone's exposed.
Okay.
Banks go belly up. If fucking.
Then what happens to our existence? How do we buy food?
We're gone.
How do we pay the rent?
It starts new.
How do we?
It's good rises and takes out the evil. And that's how and it's going to be a disrupted society.
Well, that would have to be biblical proportions.
We
so
might be there. We might be there.
This is the end of times.
Ooh. Oh, I'm excited. Okay, what do we got on YouTube? Who got caught? Fuck, man, that's a long video. Ooh. That's a long video, too. Bill Gates just got caught in 4K.
Oh, this is a new one. Bill Gates apparently did make a comment. Bill Gates breaks his silence on the latest release of the Epstein files. This is from today.
Every minute I spent with him, I regret and I apologize that I did that.
Oh, you do, do you?
Brings me to Jeffrey Epstein. I want to know what your relationship with him was.
Yeah, I met Jeffrey in 2011. So over a period of 3 years, I had a number of dinners with him.
Yeah.
The focus was always.
So what about
you
like,
eat
the
at
Russian
those dinners?
Hookers? He knew a lot of very
the
rich
Russian
people,
hookers?
and he was saying he could.
But what'd you eat at those dinners? Babies.
Get them to give money to global health. In retrospect, that was a dead end, and I've said many times, but I'll say again, I was foolish to spend time with him. I was one of many people who regret ever knowing him.
Right.
You've no doubt seen the allegations, including some of them from the last 24 to 48 hours. Are they true?
No, apparently Jeffrey wrote an email to himself. That email was never sent. The email is, false. So I don't know what his thinking was there. Was he trying to attack me in some way? But
I think he's looking too far into it. He sounds guilty. He could have been like, I have no fucking idea. I didn't do no email, and could have just left it at that instead of trying to come up with an excuse for it.
So let me get this straight. Jeffrey Epstein wrote an email to himself because he knew that after he was killed, the main thing that he wanted the public to know is that you were sleeping with Russian hookers and you wanted to give your wife a antibiotic so she wouldn't know that you transmitted an STD that you got from Russian hookers to her. And he knew this almost 10 years before he died.
And that he tried to get medication to treat a sexually transmitted infection, and that he was going to give you the medicine without you knowing.
You know, I left my marriage. I had to leave my marriage.
She didn't deny it.
I wanted to leave my marriage. So whatever questions remain there of what I can't even begin to know all of it, those questions are for those people and for even my ex-husband. They need to answer to those things, not me.
And he did this to frame you specifically, to embarrass you for... Just listen, man. Really, just come out and say it.
You know, it just reminds me,
yeah.
You know, every minute I spent with him, I regret and I, you know, apologize that I did that.
The problem is some of the things that he has sent, some of the...
What about the actual Simpsons level bullshit that you were trying to do, like block out the sun?
Information about other people that has come up in those files has been true. Why would he...
The problem is that the other stuff was true. Why is the stuff about you not true? What a great question.
Do this and say this about you, do you think?
Yeah. Why would he do this?
You know, it's factually true that I was only at dinners. You know, I never went to the island. I never met any women.
He never went to the island. He never...
I believe that he never went to the island, you know? I think he did, but I'd believe it because it wasn't just at the island. That wasn't the only place they were having parties. It was all over the world.
Well, if you didn't meet any...
They have underground tunnels and shit.
Women, why is there a photo of you next to a woman with her face blacked out? I mean, that seems very odd.
And so, you know, the more that comes out, the more clear it'll be that although the time was a mistake, it had nothing to do with that kind of behavior.
Man, another
And he
Microsoft
swallowed, too.
Oh God. How about that? Cooked? Yeah, I guess so. Oh my God. No. No, guys.
Piss and fire. That's pretty good.